Canada's top soldier has apologized after a Facebook recruiting ad about women wearing makeup in the military drew fire for what some are calling a negative portrayal of females. The ad for the Canadian Forces featured a young woman asking the question, "Can I wear makeup in uniform?" The response in the ad was that, while wearing makeup was indeed possible, Canadian Armed Forces members are ambassadors for Canadian society, so a minimalist approach is the standard. That was interpreted by some women online as a suggestion that females who wear more makeup are bad reflections of Canadian society. Chief of the Defence Staff General John Vance took to Twitter Monday to post a message calling out his own organization for its ad. He wrote that the ad was a very unfortunate attempt to respond to a frequently asked question about joining the forces. We focus on the value and excellence that women bring to the Canadian Forces, and our ads should reflect this. Some on Twitter pointed to the ad as further evidence the Canadian Forces is out of touch when it comes to recruiting women. Others, however, explained that the question about makeup was a legitimate one, similar to questions asked by men about whether they are allowed facial hair if they join the military. Vance also faced some pushback on his Twitter account, with an individual questioning why he was apologizing for the Facebook advertisement. Chief of Defence Staff General Jonathan Vance inspects the guard at a Royal Canadian Air Force (RCAF) change of command ceremony in Ottawa on Friday, May 4, 2018. Patrick Doyle, The Canadian Press. The rotating Facebook ads are based on frequently asked questions the military deals with from recruits. Those questions are outlined on a Canadian Forces webpage called Women in the Forces, You Ask, We Answer. That webpage with the questions is still up. But the Facebook ad campaign, which pushed the questions out to Facebook users, has been temporarily stopped, Department of National Defence spokesman Don LaBouth-Illier said Tuesday. While these types of questions tested well with our target audience, we recognize that the ad in question did not resonate with everyone the same way, LaBouth-Illier said. We have received significant and diverse feedback that allows for the refinement and improvement of our recruitment advertising efforts. He did not know how long the campaign would be put on hold. The Canadian military has been struggling for years to boost the numbers of women and visible minorities in the ranks. Vance acknowledged in a recent interview with the Canadian Press that there has been only a small increase in the number of women in the ranks over the past 2 years. He stated 3 years ago that his goal was to have women comprise 25% of all military personnel by 2026. At that point the number of females was around 15%. That figure has increased to only 15.7%, the Department of National Defence has noted. Still, Vance said he believes the Canadian Forces can achieve the 25% goal within the next 7 years. The Forces has also faced criticism over its treatment of women in the ranks and how cases of sexual assault and misconduct are investigated. In an April 30, 2015, report, former Supreme Court Justice Marie Deschamps found that not only was sexual misconduct endemic in the Canadian Forces but it was condoned by military leadership. During her year-long investigation, Deschamps interviewed hundreds of military personnel, as well as commanding officers, military police, chaplains, nurses and social workers. The interviews pointed to what she described as a hostile sexualized environment in the military, particularly among recruits in the junior ranks. Vance has condemned such behavior and has launched an initiative dubbed Operation Honor to put a halt to the misconduct problem. Although he has acknowledged that sexual misconduct is a problem in the Canadian Forces, Vance has also blamed the news media for reporting on such incidents, saying it has created a toxic narrative about the military. DePugliese at postmedia.com, twitter.com/David Pugliese.